What's up, guys? It's BlackWest91 coming to you with the first Naruto Gaiden chapter slash Boruto. I call it Boruto, but chapter 700 plus one, or if you want to call it 700.1. This is the first chapter since last year, November. They've been, having talks that they were going to continue the series through the kids, through Naruto and the rest of the gang's kids. But this title of the chapter is Uchiha Sarada. Now, before I go into this chapter and give my thoughts on what I thought about this chapter, I'm really glad that they changed Sasuke's daughter's names from Salada to Sarada, because it was just a weird name, Salada. It almost sounded like to me personally. I didn't sound Japanese. Salada. It sounds like I could make that name. Anyone could make that name. It just didn't. To me, it just didn't fit. Like, it was just like a tacky, cheesy name, Salada. But Sarada, it's a step in the right direction. It's not bad. I like it. I like it more so than Salada. But the focus really around this chapter, it's basically kind of starting off with the same trope from Naruto, from when the kids Boruto, Shikadai, Chocho, Inojin, Sarada, the ones that are shown in this chapter. It's Shino Aburume. He's like the sensei or the teacher of the academy, and basically this final week in the story in this chapter is the test to graduate from the academy and basically become shinobi, or aka ninja. And we just kind of see how the dynamics with the kids, like their personalities, how much they're so alike, how alike they are to their parents. It's not even funny. Well, it is funny, but it's like, okay, Chocho, the black chick, because Choji, and I forgot the other girl's name from the hidden cloud village. She's like a combination of both her parents, very sassy, but also she's very cool, chill, like Choji, but how her father and her, they like to eat. Jin, he got his, has this artistic view from, oh my god, it's been a while. See, he wasn't even okay, you got Ino, and then you got, I forgot his name. His father, Sai. Yes. Oh my god, it took so long to remember, how similar they are. Sakura, Sarada, she looks like her mom. She's like a combination of both her father and dad, of course, because she's Uchiha, but she looks like Sakura, but with Sasuke's dark hair and his eyes. So it's pretty much those two combinations. But she pretty much looks like her mom with her father's hair and eyes, genes, and all that. Shikadai looks exactly like his father, except for the fact that he has his mother's eyes, Tamari's eyes. And we already know Boruto basically is like another Naruto. His hair, he has somewhat of a mixture of his mom's kind of hair from the hue, because we I don't think people really address this a lot. We tend to forget, but Naruto is half not Uchiha. Whoa, what am I saying? He's half Hyuga and half Uzumaki. So it's pretty badass. And also, if you want to count the fact that the Uzumaki and the Senju are distant cousins of each other, so he also has a derivative of Senju blood within him, deep down inside, because they are cousins. They did come from the sage, and we all know the whole fact from last chapter, from 700, from where it continues from. They both have the Indra and Ashura spirit. Boruto has the Ashura spirit within him, so he has that going on for him. And Sarada, we know she has the Indra spirit, so that is going to play a part into the story, I guess, later on. I want to see how far they take this. But with all these kids, the new generation, you kind of see the father issues within this story. Like there's, you know, it's like, okay, this chapter is showing the kids their relationships, how they're similar to their parents, you know, similar to their fathers or whoever, and like the father issues, like Naruto, doesn't really like his father because he's always working. He never really is around with him to play with him or be with him. He's always a shadow clone. So in that sense, he's like, well, you know, my real dad's not giving me the real time. He has to have a clone to, you know, to raise me, and he has a mouth on him too. It's like just like father like son. And you know, Shigadai, he, you know, Shikamaru addresses the fact that, you know, how his son is like, you know, oh, he told his son to do something. He's like, oh, how bothersome. He's like, the apple doesn't fall from the tree. Tongue twister. Oh, anyway, so you kind of see that dynamic. Sai's son, Inojin, you know, he kind of finds his father like embarrassing a little bit. Well, it's right from the side that, you know, his father has an old artistic view or sense about him. So, you know, from that, and then also Chocho, she is kind of like, I found this really fun. I really like Chocho. She's like one of my favorite. You know, a lot of these kids are my favorite character, but she's started to become like my favorite character. Also a little bit of Sarada too. I'll get to her later, how she's starting to become my favorite character as well. But she, like, her father she's the one that's more embarrassed of her father because, you know, Choji comes and sees her like, hey, and he's like very loud, and, you know, it's dark, and she knows that her father is eating lightly salted chips. I forgot what she says, but she likes a different flavor or a taste. And she's like, oh my god, it's so different. Like, you know, she's kind of embarrassed by her father. She doesn't really like him like that. Of course the kids love their parents. They love their fathers, but they're just like, and something that, you know, getting to Sarada, she actually, the whole weight thing, I believe it's going to play a part with Chojo's character, because she she mentioned something earlier on in the chapter that, you know, this test, like, if it's gonna help me lose a little bit, help me to get fit, I'll do it. Like, so she's like trying to watch her figure at her age, you know, just trying to, you know, stay healthy to some extent. And she tells, like, Sarada, like, you know, they're friends, they're talking, you know, she doesn't want to do the test. Like, she don't, like, I don't want to spend time with my father. Like, it's just, you know, I don't really care about this stuff. Why don't we just go dish and go? He's like, and admits, I'm probably saying it wrong, but I'm guessing go to the steakhouse and all that kind of stuff. But Sarada kind of tell, like, you know, maybe we should go train with. We should just go train with your father. She kind of took offense to it, like, why you gotta be so like, you know, so snobby and bitchy? Like, you know, one minute you're like this, and another minute you're like bitchy. But she kind of thought it was more so like, okay, you're fat, you need to, like, you know, you probably need to do work out, and, you know, you don't talk about a woman's or a girl's, you know, figure. That's one thing. Something I realized with women, I know this is deviant, but you don't talk about their weight, their age, and probably their sex partners, like how many they've been with, if they ever been with many sex partners. So you know, or abortion. You don't want to go with those. I think that's like a societal thing. Like, you don't want to go with those fours. You know, the weight, age, sex partners, how many sex partners they have, and abortion. That's those topics you kind of like stay away from with women, you know, or if you decide to go into those conversations, you know, be prepared to get attacked. But aside from that, but Sarada kind of mentions the fact that, you know, you should spend some more time, you know, with your father. You know, that's what she meant by that statement, because we kind of get to find out, like, the end of this chapter really focuses on Sarada, for the fact that she's never met her father Sasuke. She's never met him ever, not even once. Like, it's crazy, because she goes and talks to her mom about this, and it's kind of like wondering, like, Sarada, mind you, she has a mouth on her, like, and she's just like her father Sasuke. But she goes to ask her mom, like, are you and Dad, are you really his wife? Like, are you guys really married? And she's like, wait, what? How you gonna say that kind of thing? And she actually, like, I think she, like, cursed at her, or she, like, had some profane words. And Sakura put down the hand where, boom, like, broke the ground in front of her daughter. Like, hey, like, you know, you just don't say those type of things. And the fact that Sarada, she's like her father in a sense, where earlier in the chapter, she's like, she doesn't even, she's like, doesn't even care about ninjas. Like, she's just like, what is a ninja? You know, what's the meaning of this? And when you become a ninja, what's after that? Like, I mean, that's so much Sasuke right there, and she's always like, I'm annoyed by this. Like, that's so much Sasuke. Sasuke has always been that type of character where it just seems like everything kind of annoys him. He's very like he's passive by him. He asks a lot of questions, you know, around the end of the Naruto Shippuden. You know, what is a village? What is a shinobi? What is a village? What is a Hokage? Like, all that kind of stuff. So I see where Kishimoto, I think he is drawing this comic out, because like, that's his art style. I don't know who else can copy that kind of art style. It's very good. I love Kishimoto's art style, but it's kind of like following certain characters' traits and just sprinkle it, you know, with their kids. And it is their kids, you know, these characters. So they're gonna come off with certain traits, you know. It is what it is, you know. Certain mannerisms, things they'll probably say. Boruto with his father, he kind of said like Dande Basa. It's probably his own way of saying Dande Bayo, and then his grandmother Kushina, she said Dande Baya, or I forgot exactly how she said it. She in her way, but yeah, we kind of see that dynamic. You know, Boruto being very mischievous, just like his father at his age, putting Baka, aka idiot, on his on the stone monument of his father. And we do get this. We see the panel in the beginning of Naruto of all the 7 Hokages, from Hashirama, Tobirama, Sarutobi, Tsunade. No, wait, hold on. Tsunade is the 5th. Oh, Minato, Tsunade, Kakashi, Naruto. We get to see all 7 of them in the stone monument, which I think was pretty cool. But you know, Naruto doesn't care about that. We didn't see his sister Hironami, or I still gotta figure out how to pronounce that little girl's name. But we don't see Hinata's daughter in this chapter. We just get to see the other kids. But you know, Naruto obviously is very powerful. Even when he's playing with his son, doing his son did a certain type of his son did Kai Bushin, and he was going to do a different kind of shadow clone jutsu, which I was interested in seeing, like how much Naruto has progressed. But you know, yeah, it really focused on Sarada around the end. It was really more so about Sarada and her mom going back to her punching the ground. That led into destroying the house that they had. Now, in that chapter, we do see the house that has the Uchiha symbol on the house. So I'm thinking, when I went back to read the chapter over, is that in the Uchiha area? Like, I guess over time, you know, Naruto, he made a promise to the Hyuga clan that he was going to, you know, change the way of the clan, because he was going to be the leader. He was going to, you know, make certain exceptions. You know, Neji is no longer in the story. He has passed on from the war, but I guess that would kind of lead into what he wanted to do. But you know, aside from that, the house ended up breaking because the ground got destroyed and it fell in. And it was so funny how, like, I love how it turned out. You know, Sakura, she's like, oh, I didn't pay off the loan, and she ends up falling. I'm like, oh man, like passing out. Like that was really funny. Like, she didn't finish paying off the loan. I mean, that's like some real stuff. Like, you know, reality. Like, you know, people buy houses, they, you know, end up, it's usually loans or paying a mortgage, and you know, stuff like that happens. It's like, it's more of a problem. Oh man, I gotta take care of this house, and oh man, so I can see why she would pass out. But you know, obviously they got connections, their friend, you know, people in the story. Even you know, Sarada talking to, I believe Shizune, you know, she said, you know, well, I got some contractors they'll work on the house and stuff, and that'll be taken care of and all that kind of stuff. So I think that's pretty good. And plus, Naruto, he's the seventh Hokage. He's friends with Sakura. You know, they've been friends since they were kids. I mean, he can obviously help her out with the house and the bills and all that kind of stuff. You know, things need to be done. And as I was saying, we all know that Sarada never met her father, ever. Only thing she has of her father is a picture. And this is when he was very young. They don't, you know, because she spoke with her mom, Sakura. You know, your father, he's not, he's never really in the village because he's on an important mission. He's always left from time to time. Like, he's always out, and that's what something with Sasuke from the end of the Naruto series, that he wanted to kind of find himself and atone for his sins. So he's always exploring, always looking. And even Chocho, going back to her Uchiha blood, making a statement known that, like, you know, you're an Uchiha, you're one of the Uchihas, like, you're probably smart, like, you know, when she made that comment about her going to train, like, you know, you could probably do it in a breeze. And she's like, you know, I don't think so. Like, she knows she's an Uchiha. For what I'm getting in this chapter, Sarada knows she's an Uchiha, but she probably hasn't awakened her eyes yet, and she's probably not connected to it like her father was. Like, remember, her father grew up in a time where his family was alive, and he did train in Uchiha ways. Like, you know, he was heavily influenced by his culture as an Uchiha, but Sarada's missing that factor from her father. She needs her father to kind of fulfill that piece in there, and she ends up crying about it. Like, you know, and that's, I guess, the Sakura side, where, like, Sakura longed for Sasuke, and Sarada longed, they all S, Sasuke, Sakura, Sarada. Actually, that's pretty nice, but she longs for her father, and if she, you know, when she gets that connection, I do believe Sasuke will come into the story. When she gets that connection, she'll probably be able to come more into her Uchiha way. I don't believe that. I do believe that. I think she's going to awaken her eyes before she sees her father. You know, with the storyline, I think she will have her Uchiha eyes by the time she sees her father. But yeah, I think, you know, she really needs that closure. Also, she you know, after the house was destroyed, she went back to get a picture. Like, you know, the really important thing she wants from there is her father, a picture, you know, and her mom and all that kind of stuff. And she takes the portrait that's left in the rubble, and she pulls it out, and she noticed that she sees two characters from before that. We you know, I gotta see what they look like now, but so Getsu and her name escapes me, but the girl with the red hair, Karin, yes, with the glasses, because Sarada asked her mom, did your father ever wear, you know, did dad ever wear glasses? And she's like, she's not sure. And it just pisses Sarada off, because she doesn't know much about her father, and you know, she's trying to get answers from her mom, and you know, her mom can't really help her out that much. The only thing she can do is, you know, is just tell her what she knows, and you know, meet her father and stuff. And but she kind of clinches the paper, so I think she might be pissed off about that. Like, who's this woman? Sarada is looking at, like, who is this woman? And we do get to see Sasuke at the end of this chapter looking pretty badass. He's just like, like, it's like another sense, like a second sense that happened, just wondering, like, what happened. Like, it's like he kind of knows telepathically. I guess Kishimoto just did that for the story. But before I end this video, we do see a character in the classroom, in the academy, One of the characters talking to Boruto. We don't know this guy's name yet. This kid, he has white hair. He has like kind of like palish skin, kind of like a whitish bluish hair, like the way they colored it, which is pretty cool. The character's design look pretty cool, and the character has yellow eyes. He looks like an Orochimaru character. Now, did Orochimaru have children? I would say highly unlikely, but we don't know yet. We're not sure. He looks like an Orochimaru character. He doesn't have the purple, paint or liner going down his eyes or nose, but he looks like an Orochimaru character, and I feel like he might end up being Boruto's rival / enemy, someone to progress Boruto as a ninja, or like push him past that point, to make him stronger, and also potentially be like a villain, like that kind of character that's like very mischievous. He's dark. He just is all about destroying things to rebuilding it up for himself. That kind of character. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing that character, seeing what's gonna happen. But yeah, this was a great chapter. This was like a breath of fresh air to me. I'm really happy that they started to come out with the Naruto Gaiden, I would say parentheses Boruto story, because it was like Naruto, for me personally, it did a lot for me in my younger teen life up until my young adult life, and it was really a very impactful story, and it kind of got me to writing my own story. So there's some influences from Naruto that I have that I think are great storytelling pieces. I know a lot of people didn't care for some of the stuff that Kishimoto did in his story, but it's whatever. Not everybody's gonna like everything, but I'm probably was one of those stands. I can objectively see where certain things were like but they were pretty good. But I'm really happy that this story is out, the Naruto Gaiden series, and I'm glad I'm reviewing this first episode of Naruto plus chapter 700 plus 1. I'm going to keep reviewing it until they end it. If they have a cutoff point, then we'll see about that. Also, anime or manga tag. I like the fact that they brought for the color page, they had Monkey D. Luffy from One Piece, and they had Boruto in the middle, and they had Naruto, the seven Hokage. The tag, pretty much this week's chapter of One Piece. I don't review One Piece or do a commentary on it, but I will give my comments on Gear 4. You guys gotta check that out. I'm not gonna say what it looks like or what it is. It's just pretty badass, and like the best looking form in my personal opinion thus far. So I really enjoyed the chapter. I think I'm going to I've been trying to read One Piece, but trying to start from the beginning, I'm just kind of like I'm probably find the time one day to just start from the beginning up until this chapter. But I'm just going to continue reading from this week's chapter. I'm continuing to next week's chapter because the art style is okay. I just like Naruto's better in Bleach's. That's just my personal opinion. But I'm following because of everything that's happening now with One Piece. Also, another tag concerning Naruto news: the last Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 will be coming out later this year, fall 2015, for like the PS4. And I believe the Xbox One. I'm not sure. When I heard the IGN, they was talking about it. I wasn't sure if they that part might have passed me, but I do know it's coming out for PS4, obviously, because the Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm series did start out on the Sony PlayStation 3. But the graphics, the gameplay looks amazing. It's the last for its game. They, I believe they're probably gonna have some characters from the movie, hopefully, and also characters like the children from the Naruto Gaiden series. That would be awesome. And I don't have a PS4 or PS3 at the moment. Right now I'm trying to get myself gearing up for my own work and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully in the future I'll be able to. I probably will be able to get that. I'm just gonna wait and be patient on it. But yeah, man, this was a really great chapter. I'm excited for this series and just looking forward to more of what they do with the Naruto Gaiden series. And if Kishimoto, if like he comes out with a certain amount of chapters, like maybe every 6 months he'll do it, then he'll take a break for another 6 months, not to be a grueling, relentless schedule, and then come back another 6 months, just have like hiatus periods when you do the chapters, you take some time off to rest and to work on the chapters at a slower pace, and you come back full force another 6 months or whatever. Either like maybe 3 months at a time, or 6 months of putting out the content, 3 months of resting, then come back another 6 months, 3 months of resting, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, guys, like this video if you did, rate it, whatever you want to do. You can go to my Facebook fan page in the description box below. Leave a comment below in the comment section below, if you want to do a video response, whatever. And this is Black Boss 91 signing out to a great chapter, and you guys have an amazing day.